It is raining. You need to go outside with your child, and he refuses to put on his boots and his raincoat. He throws a tantrum and he's screaming, I don't want to, I don't want to. I'm afraid that this picture is familiar to many of you. Children often cannot weigh alternatives. They see each option in isolation. The downsides of one option are correct. The boots are heavy and they are uncomfortable. But the thing is that the second option, getting wet, has even greater disadvantages. And these children often don't realize at that moment. We must teach them to see the alternatives to what they don't want. But as we will see now, adults also don't always know how to do that. Israel is in the middle of a huge debate whether the laws of the country should be based on the Torah or on the secular principles. But does the secular side of the argument know the definition of the word secular? Secular, according to every dictionary, means not religious. All that those who are in favor of a secular state are saying is what they don't want. They don't want religion. But what do they want? They want a country with a non-religious ideology. But which one? There are a lot of them, and they are all mutually exclusive. A country must have laws, and laws must be built on some principles. Do they want to have a country with its laws built on the principles of Immanuel Kant's secular ethics, or on the opposing it secular principles of utilitarianism? On the secular ideology of Marxism, or on the secular ideology of existentialism of Nietzsche? On the ideas of nihilism or stoicism? Each of these schools of thought has its own way of defining the relationship between an individual and a society. Each has its own understanding of rights and obligations. People talk about freedom and equality, but different secular ideologies have different definition of these principles. According to the secular philosopher Isaiah Berlin, there is a positive freedom and negative freedom. From the times of Aristotle, thinkers were given different, mutually exclusive definitions of equality. So, which one of these secular concepts of freedom and equality do you want to use in Israel? Unfortunately, today there is no discussion about the principles on which Israeli law should be based. Any discussion requires at least two parties proposing something. All we have now is one side offering something specific, the principles of Judaism, and the other side only saying what they don't want, without proposing anything. If the secular side wants to start a discussion, they must get together and decide on which of their secular ideologies they want the country to be based. Then we will be able to compare the advantages and disadvantages of the secular ideology they choose with Judaism. And this, and only this, will enable the country to make a decision. Criticizing is very easy. What about suggesting something? It often appears as if the secular side is winning the debates with their religious opponents. But this is only because their discussions look like a soccer game with only one team having a goal set up for them. The religious side is offering ideas, and the secular side is criticizing them. Criticizing the secular side is impossible. They are not suggesting anything. This video is not arguing for creation of a religious state. This video is arguing for creation of a dialogue about the principles on which the Israeli law should be built. Any dialogue requires at least two sides making specific proposals. Now, there's only one side with specific suggestions, and the other side is like a small child screaming, I don't want to, without even thinking about the alternatives.